Welcome back to the Mouse Gun Guy. Today we're going to look at the Bayard 1908. This gun was made in Belgium beginning in 1908 and made in 3 different calibers. You're looking right here at the 7.65 millimeter, which is 32 ACP. And on the side you see Bayard, and there's a stamp there of looks like a knight in armor carrying a long spear or lance, and he's on a horse that's galloping. Bayard is supposed to be the name of Charlemagne's horse, and that's one of the ideas of where the name came from. There are other ideas as well. I'll put a link to an article that gives you a lot more information about the gun below. When you look at this gun, you think, okay, here's the barrel here, and here's the below is going to be the guide rod and recoil spring, but you would be wrong. Okay, you've got it reversed. So we'll take a look at that in just a moment. This is a second variant because it has 2 grip screws. That's the easiest way to tell. There's some other differences as well. The first variant has a single screw that goes through both grips, where the second variant has 2 screws in each grip. You can see on the top in very fine writing here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, September 8th, 1908, it's a patent. The other side here you have the serial number, 259801, it's on the frame and the slide, and then you have various proof marks. And look how low this ejection port is with that low barrel axis. This was also made in a 6.35 millimeter, and they're the same gun, but they're not quite identical. There are some minor differences. This too is a second variant with the 2 screws, but you can see the front of the trigger guard here is more rounded, where this is more straight. There's not as much room here on the frame for the inscriptions, so some of it has been moved. You can see the company name and Belgium has been moved back here to the back of the frame, and the stamp here with the horse and rider has been moved in front of that information. And here it does say the 6.35, and it has the same information about the patent date, September 8th, 1908. Reverse side, you can see the serial number. This is 33783 on both the frame and the slide, and then the proof marks in the front. Another major difference is how the barrels were made. On the 32, this one, you can see there is a sleeve with the rifling that is pressed inside the tube in the frame, where on the 25, it's just machined right in. These guns have a unique way to disassemble. You slide the sight back and it comes out, and it's hard for me to do. I have to use a tool, but if you push it back, then it comes forward, and there's your long spring. And now the slide comes off. This is the big tube that holds that long spring, and this is, you can tell this is a unique way of assembly. A marvel of the machinist art is what one reviewer calls it. It is hammer fired, even though it's internal. You can see there's a hammer in there. So that's how it disassembles. Very interesting and unique gun. On the 2 magazines, this is the 7.65. You can see it there, maybe. This is the 6.35. Same magazine. The 32 version, the 7.65, is a 5-round magazine. The 6.35 or 25 ACP is a 6-round magazine. It's just narrowed in a little bit at the top. That's the only difference. And these are later magazines. They have holes instead of slots. The earlier magazines have slots. This was also made in a 380. And I can't imagine that that would be very comfortable to shoot. I have actually fired this one, which is unusual for me. I usually don't fire the weapons in my collection. But this one I have fired, and it fired with no problems, despite its age. And I didn't think the recoil was severe at all. But someone else has fired the 380 and the 32 and thought the 380 had less recoil than the 32, which I just can't imagine. In any case, this is the most common one that you see, the 7.65. The 6.35, the 25 caliber, is a lot harder to find than the 32. And the 380s are really, really scarce. I've only seen a couple. So they're interesting guns, and again, marvel of the machinist art, the way they were made. Just real craftsmanship. And then some say that there is a more modern copy. You know, you have a good gun design when other people copy it. And some say that the Smith & Wesson Model 61 Escort is a copy of the Bayard. Is it? Well, we'll have to determine that in another video.